Speaking with Confidence with Ale.
Hello and good morning. Welcome back. I hope you are having a great morning and I hope you've had a great start to the week. Remember that this is your space where you practice English until you speak with confidence. Aquí practicamos y practicamos inglés sin parar. So let me ask you something. Have you ever said, can you borrow me 10 euros? Have you ever said that? Listen to the sentence. Can you borrow me 10 euros? Or, I lent it from my sister. I lent it from my sister. If that sounds familiar, today is a day. It's your day because we're going to work on one of the most common and misunderstood verb pairs in English. Vamos a trabajar en un par de verbos que se suelen confundir o suelen causar mucha confusión. To borrow and to lend. And we're also going to explore what it means to owe someone, how to return something properly, and also how favors affect trust in friendship and in work. So today's structure is very, very clear. We're going to work on vocabulary as we always do. Then we are going to jump into our grammar section and that's it. So get ready and let's begin our conversation. As every day, we start working on useful words. And today's first word is to borrow. Okay, and what is to borrow? To borrow is a verb, right? And what does that mean? How can we define this in English? You know the term in Spanish, pedir prestado, right? But what does it mean? How can we describe the meaning of this word, of this verb in English? Well, to take something from someone with permission, intending to return it later. So we're going to take something from someone, and of course we want to return it later. Pedir prestado. How can we use it? We can say something like this. I borrowed, and this is in the past, 20 euros from my friend. I borrowed 20 euros from my friend. So our first useful word today is borrow. Second word, of course, has to be lend. Lend. And this is another verb in which we will work later on in our grammar section, And what is this? To give something to someone, but temporarily, expecting it to be returned, right? You give it to someone and you just wait for them to give it back to you. Prestar is in the word in Spanish. To lend. So, how can we use this? We can say something like this. She lent me her charger. She lent me her charger. Now, lent in the past. L-E-N-T. All right? In the present tense, L-E-N-D. So my sentence right now is in the past. She lent me her charger. All right. Our next word is loan. Loan. And this is a verb as well, but also a noun. And as a noun is an amount of money given and that must be paid back, right? It's usually a language used in financial situations like in the bank, for example. All right. And as a verb is to give money formally. So for example, we can say he got a loan from the bank. He got a loan from the bank. If it's a noun, un sustantivo es un préstamo. Un préstamo, a loan. He got a loan from the bank. All right? We can also use it as a verb. He loaned me in the past tense. All right? Some money. Me prestó dinero. Next word today is a favor. Favor. And this is also a noun. And in Spanish, favor. Un favor. How can we describe the meaning of this word in English? An act of help that you do for someone. An act of help that you do for someone. Often without payment. You don't expect to be paid for this, right? Because you're helping someone. It's an act of help. Es un favor. So can you do me a favor? You can say, you can ask, can you do me a favor? Very good. That's our next word. Favor. So far we have a borrow, lend, loan, favor, and our next word is owe. And this is a verb, owe or to owe, and it's spelled O-W-E, owe, but the E is silent. And what is owe? To have a debt, tener una deuda, deber, all right? To have an obligation to give something back. It can be money, it can be an object, it can be an action. So, to have an obligation to give something back. Una deuda o deber. Una deuda, en realidad, como verbo, deber, all right? I owe you lunch. I owe you lunch. Our next word is return. Return. And this is also a verb. And it means to give something back to the person who originally had this thing, right? To give it back, to give something back. And what is the word in Spanish? Devolver. And we can say, I'll return the book tomorrow. I'll return the book tomorrow. All right? Return, devolver. Another word, trust. Trust. And this is a noun. And what is this? Confidence that someone will act honestly and keep their word. Trust, confianza, is that confidence that someone will act honestly. And we can say trust takes time to build. Trust takes time to build. What do you think? Is that true? I think it is, ¿no? La confianza toma tiempo en desarrollarse o en construirse. And our last word today is reliable. Reliable. And this is an adjective. So when is a person reliable, or when can a person be reliable? When this person consistently does what they promise they will do. So someone who consistently does what they say they're going to do, that is a reliable person. And in Spanish, the word would be confiable. Alguien de confianza, confiable. She's a very reliable person. Or maybe she's very reliable with money. All right. So there you go. Let's go through our list again. And the words are, remember, I'm going to say them in English, then in Spanish, and you say them back to me in English. Repeat after me. So first word is borrow. Borrow. Very good. Lend. Lend. Loan. Loan. Favor. Favor. Owe. Owe. Return. return, trust, repeat them out loud, don't forget, and reliable. Reliable. So now, if I say pedir prestado, what will you say? What is the verb we're looking for? Borrow. Borrow, very good. Préstamo, un préstamo. Loan. Excellent. Deber. Deber. Deber algo. Deber a alguien. Owe. Very good. Devolver. Return. Confiable. Reliable. What am I missing? Prestar. Lend. Favor. Favor. And confianza. No? Trust. And that's it. That is our list of useful words today. Okay. So, do you know who Maya Angelou is? Do you know who Maya Angelou is? I was reading a little bit about Maya Angelou. She was a poet, a writer, and an activist, a civil rights activist. And she became famous because she wrote a lot about identity, about resilience. Una mujer que ha escrito mucho sobre la identidad, la resiliencia, dignity, and the power of words. And one of her most well-known quotes is this: people will never forget how you made them feel. So she believed that small interactions matter. Respect matters. Dignity matters. And now think about that in the context of borrowing and lending. Cuando tú te pones a pensar en esto de prestar o pedir prestado, los favores, hacer un favor para alguien, etcétera, etcétera. When you lend someone money, do you make them feel supported? Or do you make them feel small? When someone owes you money or owes you anything at all, do you remind them calmly? ¿Le recuerdas que te deben algo con paciencia, con una buena actitud? O más bien eres del estilo de presionar, or with pressure, do you pressure people? Or when you borrow something, do you return it? I think this is the most important thing. Cuando tú te prestas algo, lo devuelves. Do you return it in a way that protects your friend's trust? De tal manera que proteges la confianza que el otro deposita en ti. Well, that's what I found really interesting about Maya Angelou and what we're working on today, right? That's where language and also responsibility meet, I believe. Anyway, so let's work now on our vocabulary words. And what we're going to do, we are going to match the meaning of the word with the right word. So if I say something like this, to give something back to the original person, what word am I talking about from our useful word list? To give something back to the original person, to the person who gave it to you in the first place. What verb is that? Remember, 1, 2, 3, that would be return, right? To give something back, you are returning something to the person who first gave it to you. To return. All right. Next one, listen to this. To have a responsibility to pay or give something back. To have a responsibility to pay or give something back. So what is that word that we need right here? What word am I describing? To have responsibility, tener esa responsabilidad de devolver algo. What is that? And 1, 2, 3, that is to owe. To owe, right? Le debes algo a alguien. All right. Y tienes esa responsabilidad. Owe. That is the word we're looking for, the verb we need. All right. To give something temporarily. To give something temporarily and also expecting it back. So you give this to someone, you give something to someone, but you expect it back. What word is that? You're giving it. You're giving it to somebody. Se lo das a alguien. What word am I looking for? What verb is that? 1, 2, 3. That would be lend. Very good. Now listen to this. Listen carefully. Remember, we spoke about listen the other day and hear. So listen carefully. An amount of money that must be repaid. An amount of money that must be repaid and must be returned. It's a much more formal term in English. Remember, I told you about language in the bank, maybe? So that would be what? An amount of money that must be repaid. They give you this amount of money. This is not right now, not a verb. En esta oración es un sustantivo. So that would be a loan, un préstamo, a loan, an amount of money that must be repaid, right? Very good. Okay. To take something with permission and give it back later. So you take something with permission, but you give it back later. What verb is that? What action is that? And 1, 2, 3, borrow. Borrow. You take something from someone with their permission, con su permiso, con su autorización, and then you give it back later. You give it back. Lo devuelves. And what is that? Borrow. Okay. Think about this one. Confidence that someone will behave honestly. Confidence that someone will behave honestly. What am I describing? What noun am I describing? Trust. Trust. Very good. La confianza, ¿no? Confianza en que alguien va a actuar de manera honesta. So that is trust. Esa es la confianza. All right. And let's see. Someone who consistently keeps promises. Someone who consistently keeps promises. Or they do what they say they're going to do. Consistently. You can always trust this person because they do what they say they are going to do. So this is who. Who is that someone? What word would describe this person from our list? Remember? 1, 2, 3. That is reliable. A reliable person. Reliable. Very good. And let's see. An act of help done for someone without payment, for free, freely, voluntarily, out of your goodwill. You don't expect anything in return. You just do this for somebody because you want to help them. What is this? What am I describing? A favor. Favor. All right. So that is an act of help done for someone. Very good. So those are our words. Definition of our words. Now, what you're going to do next, you are going to complete the sentence using one of these words once more. Okay? So let me go over them really quickly. Very, very fast. Borrow, lend, owe, reliable, trust, favor, return, and low. You now know the meaning of each word. So now you can use them in this next exercise. Listen, If you don't pay someone back, you still something them money. So what word will fit perfect here? If you don't pay someone back, you will still something them money. And let's count again. 1, 2, 3. Owe them money. So if you don't pay someone back, you still owe them money. All right? Very good. Let's do another one. When someone helps you move apartments, they're doing you a what? What are they doing? You're not giving money back. You're not paying them. Someone is helping you move apartments. So then they are doing you a 1, 2, 3, 4, a favor. Favor, very good. So let's put it together. When someone helps you move apartments, they're doing you a favor. Excellent. Okay, another one. A bank gives you money to buy a house. So that money is called I'll say that again. A bank gives you money to buy a house. And that money that the bank gave you is called 1, 2, 3, a loan. That money is called a loan. Very good. One more. When you give something back after using it, you something it. So when you give something back after using it, you something it. And I would say, and I think you said, the word that fits this sentence is return. When you give something back after using it, you return it, right? That's what it is. All right. And the last one, if a person always keeps their word, they are something. If a person always keeps their word, they're what? As I said before, if this person always keeps their word, if they always do what they say they're going to do, that's what it means to keep their word. They are what? Reliable. They are reliable. All right. Good job. And finally, what we're going to do next, I'm going to give you 2 options to complete my next sentences, and you choose. Ready? Again, all we're doing is working on the vocabulary words or useful words. All right, so if someone gives you unpaid help, it's a option A, favor, or it's a borrow. What is it? If someone gives you unpaid help, it's a favor or borrow. It's a favor. Very good. All right. And if you take something and promise to give it back later, you what? Borrow it or you return it? Listen carefully. If you take something and promise to give it back later, you borrow it or you return it. Well, this can be tricky, but the right answer is you borrow it. If you take something, si tomas algo, aceptas algo, pero con la promesa de devolverlo, en realidad, ¿qué estás haciendo? Te estás prestando. You borrow it, right? All right. Very good. Last one. If someone feels safe giving you money because you always pay them back, you are reliable or you owe. So what is it? If someone feels safe giving you money because you always pay them back, you are, what kind of person are you is the question. Reliable or owe? You are reliable. Very good. All right, so far we've clarified borrow, lend, loan, owe, return, favor, trust, and reliable. Now we know what they mean, right? But when we come back, we're going to start understanding who gives and who receives and why can't we say borrow me, all right? So we're going to jump in the grammar right after we come back from the break. You're listening to Speaking with Confidence. I'm Alejandra, and we will be right back.
Vaughan Radio Madrid 100.4 FM.
¿Otro invierno buscando maneras de que tus hijos aprendan inglés? Este año, prepárales para un verano que no olvidarán. En los campamentos Vaughan, tus hijos vivirán una experiencia 100% en inglés, deportes, aventuras y todo mientras aprenden sin darse cuenta. Porque aprender inglés jugando y disfrutando es aprender de verdad. Dale a tus hijos un verano lleno de confianza, amigos y mucho inglés. Vaughan Camps. Learn, laugh and live in English. Plazas limitadas. Apúntales ya.
Estas vacaciones mejora tu inglés con los cursos intensivos de Vaughan. Hoy aprenderemos Step by Step. Significa paso a paso. Así es como avanzarás. Nuestras clases son 100% orales, diseñadas para mejorar tu listening y speaking. ¿Sabías que fluency significa hablar con naturalidad? Eso es lo que conseguirás. Visítanos en grupovaughan.com/intensivos.
Vaughan Outlets. Hazte con libros y packs coleccionables de autoestudio como Objetivo Inglés, Vaughan Certified Completo, Speak English Now e Inglés en 10 pasos. Ahora con increíbles descuentos. Libros desde €1, novelas con audio desde $3.50, libros infantiles desde €3 y mucho más. Entra en vaughantienda.com, Vaughan Outlet. Aprende más, pagando menos, hasta agotar existencias.
¿Sabías que tener una certificación oficial de inglés abre puertas a nuevas oportunidades? De cara al verano, ¿te gustaría conseguir tu B1, B2 o C1 con Vaughan? Con nuestros cursos de preparación de exámenes del Oxford Test of English, con clases prácticas, simulación de exámenes y profesores expertos, te garantizamos que alcanzarás tu meta. Puedes elegir la duración del programa, Premium o Express, para adaptarlo a tu ritmo. No dejes pasar esta oportunidad de certificar tu inglés con los mejores. Ven a nuestra próxima convocatoria. Además, ahora el examen está incluido. Grupo Vaughan, tu futuro comienza hoy. Entra en grupovaughan.com.
Mommy, Daddy, these summer English books are so much fun.
¿Quieres que este verano tus hijos repasen inglés de forma divertida? Tenemos justo lo que necesitas. Llega Summer English. Listen, practice, learn. La nueva colección de cuadernos de Vaughan para niños de primero a sexto de primaria, con juegos, gramática, vocabulario, audios y actividades online. Todo al más puro estilo Vaughan. Ya disponibles en vaughantienda.com y librerías seleccionadas. Este verano, aprender inglés será su plan favorito.
¿Buscas el impulso definitivo para tu inglés profesional? Con Master Plus de Vaughan lo tienes todo. 5 meses de clases intensivas en grupo con el Executive Master, más 5 meses adicionales de clases individuales one-to-one online, donde tú eliges el horario, el ritmo y el enfoque, gramática, conversación o lo que necesites. Master Plus es flexibilidad real para alcanzar fluidez profesional. Descúbrelo en grupovaughan.com/master.
En Vaughan sabemos que el éxito empresarial se nutre del dominio de múltiples idiomas. Por eso, ofrecemos cursos no solo en inglés, sino también en francés, portugués, italiano y alemán, entre otros. Visita grupovaughan.com o llama al 91 108 3488 y comienza a transformar el futuro de tu empresa hoy.
Encuentra todos los libros de nuestros presentadores de radio en las tiendas Vaughan o en vaughantienda.com.
Escúchanos en cualquier momento y en cualquier lugar. Descarga la app de Vaughan Radio.
You are listening to Everyday. Listen to Vaughan Radio. You're listening to Vaughan Radio.
Tune in every day.
Vaughan Radio.
Speaking with Confidence with Ale.
And we are back. Bienvenidos de regreso to Speaking with Confidence. And before the break, we clarified, as I said before, meaning, right? We know what borrow, lend, loan, owe, and return mean. But now comes the part that causes confusion, la parte que crea confusión, especially for English learners and Spanish speakers like you and me. And what's the confusion? Where is the confusion? En la dirección, in direction. Who gives and who receives. Ahí está la confusión. En quién da y en quién recibe. So what we're going to do is we are going to break it down slowly and calmly, and after that, we're going to practice with it, okay? So the key idea is to know that borrow focuses on the receiver and lend focuses on the giver. That's what is the most important thing to know. So let's begin with borrow. Borrow is a regular verb, right? And the past tense of borrow would be borrowed with an ed at the end. Future will borrow. So borrow, borrowed, will borrow, okay? And what is the structure? How do we build the structure? Well, we use borrow, then the object, and what comes next is very important. From, and then the next person. Listen to this. This is when it'll be clearer this way. I borrowed 20 euros, that's the object, from my friend. I borrowed 20 euros from my friend. She borrowed a laptop from the office. So again, borrow, object, from the person or the place or whoever is giving this to you. I borrowed a laptop from the office, or she borrowed a laptop from the office, or we borrowed chairs from the neighbor. We borrowed chairs from the neighbor, which is what I had to do for Christmas dinner. I had to borrow a table from a friend. I borrowed a table from a friend because I was having people over for Christmas dinner, and my table was not big enough. Mi mesa no era lo suficientemente grande. Así que pedí prestado. I borrowed a table from a friend. Okay, so remember the focus. El foco de atención está en la persona que recibe algo temporalmente. So the focus is on the person who is receiving something temporarily. All right? So you cannot say, this is why you can't say, can you borrow me 10 euros? The right word would be, can you lend me 10 euros? But we're going to work on that in a little bit. The correct way to use this borrow would be, can I borrow 10 euros from you? Can I borrow 10 euros from you? If you want to ask someone for a favor, can I borrow this pencil from you? Can I borrow your notebook from you? Or my boss, or my old boss, sometimes will say to me, can I borrow you for a second? Can I borrow you for a second? Okay, borrow my time is what he meant. Okay. So that's how it is. Remember, the focus is on the person who receives something temporarily, okay? And let's move on to the next verb, lend. Lend, to lend. And this is an irregular verb, lend and lent in the past. Lend and lent in the past. Present with D, past with T, okay? And same structure, same pattern. Lend, object, but now listen to this. The preposition is to a person, to someone, okay? For example, I lent money to my brother. Le presté dinero a mi hermano. I lent money to my brother. Or she lends in the present, but using the third singular, she lends her notes to her co-worker. She lends her notes to her co-worker. So that's the difference between this one and borrow. Borrow from, lend to, okay? That's one structure with lend, lend to. But there's another option that you can use. Lend my brother money. I lend my brother money. So lend, the person and the object. No preposition. Lend, person and object. She lent me her car. She lent me her car. All right. So where is the focus here? The focus is on the person who gives something temporarily. En la persona que da. Okay. Lend se pone el foco de atención en la persona que da algo temporalmente a alguien. Y tenemos estas dos maneras. To lend something to someone, or, which is lend object to, or simply lend person and the object. Okay? Very good. So, we are going to work now on loan. Loan is mostly about money, of course, right? And as a noun, we can use it simply by saying he applied for a loan, pidió un préstamo, o aplicó para un préstamo. All right? Or as a verb, the bank loaned him the money. Loaned him the money. El banco le prestó dinero. Okay? Como verbo. But we usually use lend and borrow para hablar de estas cosas en general. All right? So, just to clarify, remember, if I say I borrowed 100 euros, who had the money first? I borrowed 100 euros. ¿Quién tenía el dinero? ¿Tú o la otra persona? The other person, la otra persona. I borrowed 100 euros porque pediste este dinero a alguien. You borrowed 100 euros from someone, so the other person had the money first. But if I say I lent 100 euros, who had the money first? ¿Quién tenía el dinero primero? Me, yo, right? Because yo presté, I gave that money to somebody. Le di ese dinero a alguien. Entonces, ahí la dirección es que cambia. All right? This is why this is about direction. Direction, I think, clarifies or it creates that clarity. We need to have that in mind, where each verb focuses on. Okay? So now that we've broken down the grammar and clarified the direction, who gives and who receives, let's put the grammar into action. All right? So let's practice. Imagine this. Imagine you arrive at work and you realize you forgot your ID card, because this is a place where you work and you have to walk around with your ID card. And you left it at home. Te olvidaste tu tarjeta de identificación que utilizas en tu trabajo, en tu oficina, y te das cuenta de ello. So you arrive at work and you realize you forgot your ID card. And then you say, I forgot my ID card. I forgot my ID card. Can I something yours for the meeting? Can I something yours for the meeting? So what word, which of these two would you use? I forgot my card. I forgot my ID. Can I yours for the meeting? And the right verb would be, can I borrow yours from the meeting? Very good. I forgot my badge, or I forgot my ID card. Can I borrow yours for the meeting? That would be the right answer. All right, very good. Let's do another one. Imagine this. Your laptop suddenly, de pronto, your laptop suddenly shuts down during a client presentation. All right. So your laptop suddenly shuts down during a client presentation. And then, how would you complete this sentence? She, something, her laptop, so I could finish the report. She, something, her laptop, so I could finish the report. What is it? Borrow, lend, and let's see, 1, 2, 3. It would be lend. And in what tense? Present or past? Past. She lent me her laptop so I could finish the report. She lent me her laptop so I could finish the report. Me prestó su computador, su ordenador, para que yo pudiera terminar el reporte. Very good. All right. Imagine this. Your team needs extra seating for a quick planning session. So your team needs extra seating for a quick planning session. And complete this sentence. We didn't have enough chairs, so we, something, from the next office. So what is it? Now, pay attention to the tense of the sentence. We didn't have enough chairs, so we, something, from the next office. So what are you going to use? And in what tense? We didn't have enough chairs, so we borrowed some from the next office. Very good. Very, very good. If you said that, that is perfect. Okay, now imagine this. A coworker promised to clarify a mistake. Un compañero ha prometido aclarar un error, right? So a coworker promised to clarify a mistake in the report, but he hasn't done or said anything yet. He hasn't said or done anything yet. So complete my sentence. He hasn't explained what happened. He still, something, me an explanation. He hasn't explained what happened. He's still, something, me an explanation. What would you use? What would you say? Now this is a vocabulary word where you're looking for more than borrow and lend. He still owes me an explanation. He hasn't explained what happened. No ha explicado lo que ha sucedido. He still owes me an explanation. Me debe. Aún me debe una explicación. He owes me an explanation. Okay, so now what we're going to do next is you are going to correct the mistake. All right, these are everyday kind of errors that we tend to make. So you hear someone at the cafe say this. Can you borrow me your charger? How would you correct them? Can you borrow me your charger? What would be the right way to ask this? Knowing what you know now about direction with lend and borrow. What would be the right way to ask? You would say, can you lend me your charger? Can you lend me your charger? Very good. Not, can you borrow me, but can you lend me your charger? Or, what else can we say? Can I borrow your charger or the charger from you? That could be another way, right? If we want to use borrow. Can I borrow the charger from you? Or, can you lend me your charger? Very good. All right, now listen to this. Correct the next sentence. Your friend tells you this story, okay? I lent 30 euros from my sister. I lent 30 euros from my sister. But you want to correct your friend. And so how would you say is the right way to say this? You would correct them and say, remember the preposition that we need to use instead. I borrowed 30 euros from my sister. Now, not lend, but borrow. I borrowed 30 euros from my sister. Or you can say, I lent 30 euros to my sister. I lent my sister 30 euros, right? I lent my sister 30 euros. Remember, lend, person, and then the object. I lent 30 euros. I lent my sister 30 euros. All right. One more. Someone explains how they financed their business. Vocabulary word. Someone explained, or someone explains how they financed their business. And they say, is it a right to say, the bank borrowed him money or the bank loaned him money? The best way would be the bank loaned him money. ¿Te acuerdas? Para hablar de un préstamo bancario, loaned him money. All right, and finally, a classmate, because you're in an English class, says this after using your notebook. He says, I'll owe it tomorrow. I'll owe it tomorrow. Is this okay? What word should we use? I'll owe it tomorrow. The right one would be, I'll return it tomorrow. I'll return it tomorrow. Te lo devolveré mañana, right? Te lo devuelvo mañana. All right, very good. Excellent. Let's keep on practicing. Now we're going to choose, you are going to choose the right word to complete again my sentence, all right? So listen to this. I need to, something there, some cash until Monday. So what are we going to use? Lend or borrow? I need to, some cash until Monday. I need to lend some cash until Monday. I need to borrow some cash until Monday. This is all the information we have. So then we must use, I need to borrow some cash until Monday. Necesito prestarme algo de dinero, algo de efectivo hasta el lunes. Right? Very good. Let's do another one. You're walking home, right? And your friend looks cold, so you say, she, something, something, her friend, her jacket because it was freezing. So, she borrowed her friend her jacket because it was freezing, or she lent her friend her jacket because it was freezing. And I'm sure you know this. So 1, 2, 3. She lent her friend her jacket because it was freezing. Excellent. Very good. Remember the directions of who gives, who receives, right? That direction. That's what matters. So they went to the bank to ask for is it a loan or is it borrow? Which one is it? They went to the bank to ask for a loan or borrow. For a loan, when you go to the bank to ask for money, you go to the bank to ask for a loan. Very good. And the last one, listen to this. Is this right or wrong? I don't mind doing you a something, something, but please organize better next time. So, I don't mind doing you a lend, or I don't mind doing you a favor. Now, this time is vocabulary words, useful word. And the right one is, I don't mind doing you a favor, but please organize better next time. Very good. And what about if we now work on a translation just a little bit? What if I say to you, ¿me puedes prestar 15 euros hasta mañana? What are you going to say? ¿Me puedes prestar 15 euros hasta mañana? So listen, can you lend me 15 euros until tomorrow? Can you lend me 15 euros until tomorrow? Or you can also say, can I, cambiamos de dirección, can I borrow 15 euros from you? Ahí hemos cambiado la dirección de quién da y quién recibe. Y hemos utilizado las dos maneras, right? Very good. Vamos por otra. Le pedí prestado el portátil a mi compañero. Not a question, but a statement. Le pedí prestado el portátil a mi compañero. So, 1, 2, 3. I borrowed my colleague's laptop. I borrowed my colleague's laptop. Le pedí prestado. Very good. Let's do one more. Todavía te debo el dinero del taxi. Todavía te debo el dinero del taxi. Te debo. Remember, this is the word we're looking for. I still owe you money for the taxi. I still owe you money, or the taxi money. I still owe you the taxi money. All right. Y una más. Te lo devuelvo el lunes sin falta. Te lo devuelvo el lunes sin falta. And you would say, I'll return it on Monday for sure. I'll return it on Monday for sure. Y vamos por dos más. Vamos por dos más. No quiero perder tu confianza. No quiero perder tu confianza. And remember, we worked on another pair of verbs, to lose and miss. Aquí va una de ellas. Y una de las palabras de vocabulario, one of our useful words. So, no quiero perder tu confianza. And you would say, I don't want to lose your trust. I don't want to lose your trust. Y la última, ella es muy confiable con el dinero. Ella es muy confiable con el dinero. She's very reliable with money. She's very reliable with money. So, as Maya Angelou once said, people will never forget how you made them feel, right? And sometimes what people remember is not the money, not the object, not the favor. They will remember whether if you returned it or not, whether if you kept your word, and also if you protected their trust. So, that's it for today's show. I hope you liked it. Remember, clear direction. Who gives and who receives? That is what makes the difference between to borrow and to lend. All right? That's it for today. And stay tuned for the lunchtime show. See you tomorrow.
Listening to Vaughan Radio. ¿Quieres un descuento en los cursos intensivos de inglés de Vaughan? Pues ahora es el momento. Puedes obtener un descuento de hasta 39%. Para más información sobre este descuento u otros, pásate por nuestra web, grupovaughan.com.
¿Sabías que cada año más de 3.000 niños y niñas viven un verano increíble, lleno de aventuras y en inglés con Vaughan? ¿Conoces los Summer Camps? Espeleología, paddle surf, natación, multiaventura, cabañas y todo en inglés, sin clase. Gracias a nuestros monitores certificados y angloparlantes Vaughan. Para que tus hijos vivan su mejor verano y sin salir de España. No te quedes sin plaza. Llámanos al 91 711 99 y encuentra su mejor camp. A summer to remember.
¿Quieres mejorar tu inglés sin complicaciones? Vaughan Inglés 4.0 es el curso de inglés más completo en formato audio, con casi 600 clases desde cero hasta nivel avanzado. Paso a paso, donde y cuando quieras. Claro, práctico y eficaz. Gramática, vocabulario, pronunciación y sobre todo, resultados. Busca nuestro podcast Vaughan Inglés 4.0 en iVoox.
¿Inglés oxidado? Ven a Vaughan Town. ¿Tienes poco tiempo y quieres resultados inmediatos para mejorar definitivamente tu inglés? ¿Estás dispuesto a hablar inglés y solo inglés durante 14 horas al día? Ven a Vaughan Town. ¿Quieres vivir una experiencia única en entornos increíbles con angloparlantes de todo el mundo? ¿Te gustaría aprender inglés real, en situaciones reales y cotidianas? Enhorabuena, Vaughan Town es tu programa. Vivirás una inmersión en inglés única durante 6 días o un fin de semana intensivo. Tú eliges la opción, lugar y fechas que mejor te vengan. Visita nuestra web, grupovaughan.com o llámanos al 91 133 5833.
Cada año miles de empresas en España pierden su crédito Fundae simplemente por no usarlo. En Vaughan te ayudamos a transformarlo en algo mucho mejor. Empleados que comunican mejor, se motivan más y sobre todo sin coste para tu empresa. No dejes que tu crédito se pierda. Invierte en tu equipo con Vaughan. Entra en grupovaughan.com/empresas o llámanos hoy mismo.
En Vaughan sabemos que el éxito empresarial se nutre del dominio de múltiples idiomas. Por eso, ofrecemos cursos no solo en inglés, sino también en francés, portugués, italiano y alemán, entre otros. Visita grupovaughan.com o llama al 91 108 3488 y comienza a transformar el futuro de